Hello, everyone, and welcome back to what may, for most of you, be your final semester at DSU. So it's an exciting time, and I know that there are some interesting nuances to this semester. First of all, I know that most of you are wondering what does it mean that we are virtual. So the most common questions regarding the nuances of the semester are, when can I start? Well, you can start on your contract date. Your contract date is January 10th. Okay, so what happens if you haven't submitted a, a contract? Well, you need to fill out a Google form, which is in your week 2 folder. Some of you that knew where you wanted to work already emailed me and already completed the Google form, and I will be issuing contracts all this week. Another concern is, well, what do I do while I wait for my contract? Look, you can start at any point provided your supervisor allows you to. So your supervisor is the person that is going to be approving hours, is going to be evaluating your performance. So if you, let's say Bay Health, for example, their education department has allowed you to start, go ahead and start. As long as they're good with it, if they're not shut down and they're allowing you to come in, participate, that's great. Go ahead and start getting hours. I'll get you a contract today or tomorrow, and we'll get rolling. If you have any questions or there's any other concerns or nuances about your placement site and how that affects you and your ability to accumulate hours, I just ask that you keep me abreast of your situation. So, for example, if Del State says you got to get the COVID vaccine to be on campus, then you do that. If you need to be on campus, you just follow the procedure, follow the policies like everyone else. Some of you may be in the circumstance where you only have the health practicum, which is a 12 credit course, and you have decided to stay at home and get a placement near home. I am on 100% support of that. So if you're able to work your connections and benefit from some of the work you've already done, that's wonderful. Way to use those connections. In that circumstance, a couple of times students have asked, well, my placement site doesn't require a vaccine. Okay, you need to operate by the policies and procedures of your placement site. And I suggest that you ask specifics before you show up to start your accumulating hours. So a specific would be, what is the mask policy? What is the vaccination policy? Do they require any additional training, certification, etc.? So for our purposes, how I connect with students is going to be mainly virtual. If you would like an in-person meeting to go over any assignments or any concerns you have, I ask that you schedule it 24 hours in advance. And we're going to get through some other nuances of the semester. So you may not start accumulating hours without a signed contract. Okay. At the end of the semester, if we are able, we are going to be coming back and we are going to do a mock conference and you are going to share your placement. So be prepared to create a poster board, and if DSU is open in April, we will be doing a mock conference. Okay. These boards can be purchased for around $30 and there's no required textbook, so you're making out okay. Blackboard is how I communicate with you, so you need to check daily for announcements, instructions, assignments, quizzes, etc. Also, I will be communicating to you within the gradebook. Most frequently asked question is, why is there a 1? Why did I get a 1 out of 20, a 1 out of 200, a 1 out of something? Well, a 1 is my way to notify you that there was an error in your submission. Okay, an error could be submitted in Pages and I can't open Pages. So I'll make a note saying, please email me a PDF or Word document. Sometimes Blackboard just does weird things and I could see that there was a submission attempt, but I can't read the document or access the document. In those cases, I will give a student a 1 out of whatever points were available. And that just is an indicator that you need to email me your completed assignment. You have 48 hours to do so. In fact, you have 48 hours to contest any grade. Okay, An example is, I'll give you a situation where I wasn't perfect. Maybe I was going through and I meant to hit a 2-0, a 20 out of 20, but maybe I was going too fast and hit a 0-2, which gave the student a 2 out of 20. I just ask that you call that to my attention within 2 days of me posting the grade. Um, what I'm not trying to do is try to remember why somebody got a 6 out of 7 3 months ago, because I promise you I won't remember. But if it's brought to my attention in a timely manner, and a timely manner being 48 hours, am absolutely willing to sit down with you, whether in person or virtual, and discuss how you were graded. A lot of this needs to happen on Blackboard, like I said. That's how I communicate. The biggest problem I've seen with Blackboard is the app. I've been working here for 5 years, and they are constantly updating the app. Sometimes it makes things better, sometimes worse. I am telling you, do not rely on the app. Last semester was interesting. Students were reporting, Dr. Rollins, you don't have the attachment. And I'm looking at the attachment on my computer, but apparently they were trying to access via the app, and the app did not show them that there was an attachment. There's been other weird things last semester. Students were reporting, you didn't give us instructions. Well, they couldn't see the instructions using the app, but they were there, okay? Everything I post, you will have instructions, a rubric at the bare minimum, okay? And if you're not seeing it, you can let me know, and I will ask you probably if you are using the app. Okay. I'm not going to go over the course objectives. I feel you can read that on your own. I will tell you all need to have a placement by the no-show date. So a couple really important grading policies. I don't round down. I don't take points. If you have a 91, I'm not going to be like, nah, I'm rounding that down to an 88. It also doesn't go the other way. If you have an 88, I'm not giving you points to make it a 91. You will be using a weighted grade, so you need to look at your weighted grade in Blackboard. Unfortunately, we're in a pandemic, and your location may be shut down. Del State may be shut down for a period. Things might be moving virtually. I ask that you communicate with me. If you're communicating, rather it be a professional situation or a personal situation, like you may be a caregiver, and the only caregiver is somebody with COVID, and I need you to communicate that to me. I don't want any students relying on being issued an incomplete and being able to make their work up later. I'm only going to do that in extreme situations. So don't count on it. I already talked about the one in the grade book. You'll see a brief rundown of your percentage points and where those are coming through. Late work. All right, I talked about, I want to give two examples, and these are real life things that happened last semester. Person number one was the sole caregiver of her grandmother, and her grandmother unfortunately was in and out of the hospital for various reasons. I posted content on Monday, and it was due Friday. This student had a couple of times where on Wednesday they're like, I'm in the hospital, I don't know when I'm going to get out of here, can I have an extra couple of days? And she was granted an extension based on she was able to provide documentation and evidence to suggest her story was legit. I had another student who I didn't hear from, and the last couple of days of the semester wanted to make up work, and I didn't allow it. Okay. I encourage students and require students complete work within a timely manner. So even if there is a COVID situation, unless it progresses to the point where there's hospitalization, extenuating circumstances, you will have 1 week for the original due date to complete your work. We're going to keep it moving. This is a 12 credit course. There's a lot of work, and we need to keep rolling. If you miss an assignment just because you overslept or you fell asleep while doing your work, I'm not mad at you. I'm also not giving you points. So you will have to make up those points during some extra credit assignments. So can I make up that one assignment? I only missed one assignment. No, you can't. However, there will be other opportunities for you to turn in some extra credit, and those will be listed as we go on. Okay? Practicum experiences. I'm very lenient on practicum experiences. I feel if you can explain what you're doing and why you're doing it, you're going to get a green light from me. Some things could be program plan and evaluation, analysis of policy. I've had students that are working for the Department of Public Health, and they were asked to analyze a policy and compare it to the existing literature. That was fantastic. And you see a tentative course schedule here. That's basically a complete rundown and a comprehensive list of all your assignments. And I think I've hit everything that I wanted to hit. I'm about at 10 and a half minutes. And I don't want to make a painful video for you. Just know that you will have rubrics and instructions like this rubric you see here. And I will be posting a log that you can complete as you progress through your internship. Your internship expectation or practicum placement expectation is 400 hours accumulated through the course of the semester. I look forward to working with you all, and if you have any questions, please email me.